I was
I
just
think
trying to say
probably
that
most.
yes, Zai is weaker than probably
Yes.
everybody there, but like poor man, it's not
We've
just
now
his fault.
spent 5 minutes talking about why Zai's not weak, and we could have spent that on something important.
Three sisters with stories to tell. Books in our hands, we know them well. Flipping pages where dreams dwell. Chapter one, here you go. Turn the light, let the words flow. Laughs and love in every show. Books, sweethearts, we grow.
All right, welcome back to episode 2, second part of the Games God play, and I think we'll just jump right into the segments.
So Christy's gonna start off with I forgot what the name is.
The rapid recap.
The shelf shakedown. I was trying to say the sister shake, and I was like, what?
Okay.
Anyways, so Christy's gonna start with the shelf shakedown and give us a recap of everything you may have missed last week or what she thinks is funny about what happened last week.
Also, disclaimer, my smoke alarm. So upfront apologies
Going.
to everybody, even if it's just the 3 of us that listen to this, because it's,
Wake up every time.
Yep. Yeah. So,
It's
Okay.
like background music.
Last week I did a 5-minute monologue on what happened. And now we're going to just do 2 on last week's episode. We had Lyra meet Hades. Lyra is cursed to not be loved. Hades chooses her to be his champion in the Crucible, and she gets many tools, way too many tools that are probably going to be causing some issues to help her through it. And she's trying to survive her first labor, where we ended.
perfect.
That's the rapid recap.
The shelf shakedown.
Okay, ready?
I'm going to
I'm going to
hate
do it
that.
all over again.
No, it's fine.
Ashley, introduce the shelf shakedown.
You were over here about to go off script again. But now what's the
Introduce-
second one called? Because
The
the
shelf
sister
shakedown. And I messed it up really bad. I'll just do it really fast.
Okay. If you want to redo it, that's fine, but I think it's funny.
yeah, I think we just leave it. I like it.
Up to you, though. If you're uncomfy, we
I
can.
already threw my card. I can't get up now.
All right. Next segment I'll introduce, because Ashley forgot her notes, is the sister takes.
Well, since I've been in college.
Okay, so yeah, we ended up last week in the middle of the first labor. So right when we pick back up the sea dragons, skeletons kill all the sea dragons. Isabella's injured. Her flesh is charred. And then it spreads to her whole body. She dies really sudden after they win. So they're all excited. And then she basically disintegrates, which isn't funny. But she was, what?
While Lyra was holding her hand.
Yeah.
That's traumatizing.
Yeah. So yeah, she was Poseidon's champion. So Diego ends up winning because he figures out the challenge. And his prize for winning is the gold ring of invisibility. So I'm sure we'll see that come back to life. Lyra gets back, pissed off because she used skeleton bones. She had also revealed the axe in that.
So
You're right. The dragon.
Skeleton bones this whole time. Dragon.
Guys, this is crazy. See, I don't take great notes.
It's close enough. Bones are bones.
Things.
They turn into...
yeah. Like the army of the undead.
Yeah, but true. They're dragon teeth. We had that whole conversation last week about what dragons we think they look or what teeth they look like. So yeah, she used it. Obviously, like, they want to be hiding the gifts that they have and saving them, and this is the first labor, so he's pissed. She also reveals the axe. So he asks about the axe, which he has the brother to. Hades says that he had always had that and he had lost it, however many years ago.
Wait, before you move on to the next point, because I have a point I want to make to you on that.
Yeah.
Did you catch that? Because, your theory, this whole, like, it's not really her fate or whatever, like,
The
she's just kind
curse?
of buying into that. But remember so that part, and then how I was saying, like, what if, this is their fate or whatever, the sisters of Greek fate and whatnot. So it's just ironic that the relic that she was mystically given happens to be the pair to his tools that he was then gifted. Who was it? Odin, I think, gave it to him. The pair.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm 90% positive.
No, that's a good point, especially once we get towards the end of the section.
Yeah.
Because
So
I have another tying thought to that.
and keep going. Sorry, I just wanted to before you.
Okay. Yeah. No, good point. So yeah, then he is just again angry. The gods are going to be pissed because she has all these extra relics because now she's revealed all of which besides the pearls. Lyra laughs at Hades that he's mad. And he says, "How long has it been since anyone has made you wait?" is what she said to Hades, which just tying back to the conversations last week of her just always trying to push his buttons. But then she has a meltdown and he goes soft and they have a whole moment. So, any comments on that?
Yeah, did any of you guys pick up on so right after she comes back from the labor and they're bantering back and forth and whatnot, and she's trying not to cry, and he says, don't do that. Don't tell yourself you can't cry. And all she can do is say, it's who I've been made to be. Either of you feel that, like, in your whole soul?
Except for I'm a crier.
I even, like, put my little, my new little, sticker highlighters across
There you
it,
go.
like,
It's who I've been made to be.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I was like, oh, that hurt my soul.
I mean, she's never really been allowed to have, like, to let her
To
emotions loose,
feel.
right? Like,
Yeah.
nobody's been there to even receive them. So it's kind of like, what's the point?
Exactly.
It's
Chapter
hard to think
30.
out to me from that part. I think a lot of it was just that, like, he was there for her. He was pissed when she came back.
Yeah.
And, like, do you realize that did you notice anybody else really using their gifts at all? That's because, like, you shouldn't have been. Like, why
Yeah.
did you use them? And it was selfless. Like, she was helping others. He gets annoyed about anyways. So yeah, I mean, I get why he's angry about it.
Right. Oh yeah, but it was nice to see him, switch to. Again, he's
very, what's the common romance term? Mercurial. Like, in his mercurial in his affections for her.
yeah. I'm saying yeah, but I have no idea what that word means. So I'm just pretending that I do.
Like mercury, it's very fluid.
It's a
Very,
liquid
like,
metal.
you never know. Like, all it takes is a tiny bump, and all of a sudden it's on the other side of the tube, and then the bomb goes off.
Okay.
Oh,
Interesting.
man. You're
That
missing out.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I knew we're adding it to my vocabulary. Okay, 31. During combo, starts to show more of Hades' soft side and his likeness or Lyra. She states, "I didn't expect you to have such a soft heart." Hades is leaving, but tells Lyra she has to stay put, but she obviously pushes back on that. She's trying to find allies before the next labor. And he just says, stay armed. See you later. She goes out. Dex starts an altercation with Lyra, but Aphrodite interrupts. And he walks away. Lyra compliments Aphrodite's power of love, so she shares 2 secrets with her. She says the first labor will be about the person you love. Lyra's confused because of her curse that she has no one. And she's going to be humiliated. So, of course, her first thought is about this curse again. So then Hades has a hidden agenda that she doesn't know yet, was the second thing that Aphrodite told her. And she says when he wants something, he can be the most ruthless of them all.
So I just want to say that I'm Aphrodite. Like,
Yeah.
she is the classic, just every woman out there, they're so just put into their little cube and expected to be this way because that's how somebody else has portrayed them this whole time. And then it's just, that's the narrative. And she's just so, at least so far, she could be a turncoat. You never know.
But she's playing into it. Like,
Yeah.
we did forget to mention a second ago that I think is very important that Hades asks Lyra, well, what if I make a place for Isabel in
Oh,
Elysium?
yeah. Yeah.
Which was a very I don't know. To me, it seems like not something you would expect of the god of death to really care about
Right.
that one person. Elysium, right? Yeah. That one person that is hurting this mortal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That set very well with me.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, again, just adding to his character development on that side where we're seeing really all the soft parts of him that we assumed were coming.
Yeah. And he goes on to say how, like, okay. I was going to say, then he builds on that. And, like, Lyra explains how the gods think that mortals are so disposable. And
Mhm.
he brings the butterfly back in there. Like, we don't, right? Hades even rings back to, like, the gods don't delight in crushing a beautiful thing under their boot heel, but the others do. Like, he doesn't do that. Like, I missed my point. They
About
all come to
him
be,
making
yeah,
space for
like,
Isabella.
yeah. And then so he goes on to talk about how he doesn't look at mortals the same way the other gods do because they come to him in the end.
Right.
Like, he has a responsibility over their souls. So they're not fleeting to him, they're eternal to him. I don't know, that really, really turns the narrative on what Hades is and what the
Mhm.
monster everybody thinks he is because he's the god of death versus what he actually does for every person that dies. Like, I think that was really the crucial point in the story.
So I
What were you-
also want to put out there that you see that right after she calls him the committee of dictatorness. I had to write that one down. Like, I kind of want to put that like on a plaque and put it in my office at work. And just be like, it's the office of the committee of dictatorness. Thank
The
you.
Office of the Committee. I like that.
Yeah.
Make it a shirt or something.
Oh, and remember how we were talking about last week? Like, we couldn't figure out how long Persephone had been gone.
Yeah.
And they bring it up in the second section
They
that
do.
we marked out that it was like right about 100 years. But she was like, but that would have been like, it was when she found the shrine in the house.
Yeah, I don't think we've gotten there yet, though, have we?
No.
Marked as section 2.2 and 2, right?
Okay.
I'm in chapter 31, 32.
It's okay. No,
No.
it is it's like, and it ties into what we learned a little bit later. That's important about Persephone.
Yes, exactly. Well, okay. Let's so right now we're talking about Aphrodite.
Okay.
Since she's just had the interaction with Aphrodite.
Yeah. And so Dex is an asshole still. Stand
Absolutely.
on that. My favorite quote that really made Aphrodite like be like, oh, I like you, Lyra. Lyra says that after Aphrodite says that it's hard enough to be taken seriously when love is up against powers like storm, war, knowledge, and death. And Lyra says, seems to me that love can calm storms, end wars, make fools of smart people, and bridge the gap between life and death. Doesn't that make it the most powerful?
Did like that part. I thought that was sweet.
Yeah, loved it. And it's like so true too, which gives like a light on Aphrodite as well,
Yeah.
and her being like the sister of Hades, like we were talking last week, like not really sure their biological ties, but just showing again more of her human side, I would say.
Yeah, she's more than just like trying to get people to lust after each other and like
Yeah.
put them in situations.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie. If I
Mom.
were her, like, I would do some shit like that too. Just because, like, you've got to get
Yeah.
bored after, like, ennui sets in, like, got to be after, like, the 2nd century.
Yeah. No, totally. I liked the altercation between the two of them.
Me too. I did. And that she was so normal.
Yeah.
She just started her like absolutely stunning, but like in leggings and a sweatshirt and a messy bun.
Mhm.
Similar to
Yeah.
what
Oh, she was just like
Ashley's
me
wearing
today.
right now, probably. Do what?
Yeah.
She was dressed like me today. See, I was feeling her vibe, so it translated into my wardrobe today.
And it's got to be so refreshing to just have a like a conversation with somebody that you can relate to, even just because they look the same age as you
Mhm.
and they're being kind. And Lyra's like where she is because she has Hades, who
Yeah.
does he even care about
exactly.
her? She feels like it sometimes, maybe not, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, and it gives Lyra somebody that doesn't hate Hades, right? Because she's interacting
Yeah.
with all of these people that hate him.
Yes.
And Aphrodite's not one of them. And she's also being like supportive in this moment.
Do we think that people really hate him or they just fear him and it comes out as hate because they fear
Oh, yeah. Well,
his
yeah.
power and the unknown of his temperament? Like, and they know they can't win against him, and so they're just all frustrated, and so they hate him
And he's
because
not going to
they're
kiss anybody's ass.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like that
And it's
aspect's
all
not.
based, on the one side of him that people get to see. So all on the assumptions of what that means. Because they
And
say
he
it too. I don't remember if it was this section or the last section. Maybe it's further down where I saved the quote where they say, the humans always get it wrong, like, or the legends or whatever. So it's like, again, just reiterating. Okay, chapter 33. Or ends up at a bar. So this is again immediately after the Aphrodite interaction. She ends up at the bar. The bartender warns her that she shouldn't be here without Hades, and that's when she notices Poseidon's there. A lot of the other gods are there, all drinking.
It took her a real long time to figure out she shouldn't be there. That bartender warned her like 4 times. And she's like,
Like-
"Oh, let me keep looking around. Do."
Yeah, her
Like, reaction
curiosity, I
time
guess. I don't know.
is what I'm always like, "Lady, did you not hear her the first 3 times? Like, you should have whipped around and just stalked right out."
Yeah,
So you get a little bit of
especially
perspective on like what the people that get left behind, the people that love one of the champions feel like, and how little the gods care about that in that
Yeah.
interaction. Because he's pretty much like, why is she bitching? She thinks I did it on purpose. I don't want to
Mhm.
lose.
yeah,
Like, he's a loser.
that's a good point
He's
as
a
well.
douche too.
They all are. That's the problem.
Zodiac Academy, or you have read Zodiac Academy, Ashley, and Hannah, you haven't gotten there yet. But there is a creepy professor that's like a siren, and that's how I picture Poseidon. It's really bad.
I never
He's
thought
like
about that.
Yes, weirdest guy. Okay, anyway, sorry.
She leaves the bar. She ends up at the temples. She sees Zai and she starts thinking about the possibility of an alliance with him. He's making some type of, I don't know if he's coughing or what, but she notices his declining health and is wondering about it. But then they hear Zai's dad's voice. So Lyra hides. Lyra.
I didn't even pick up on it, like,
Good.
on that one.
So Lyra's hiding and she witnesses or hears this altercation between Zai and his dad, who is a complete asshole. He's saying, everyone's blaming Zai for the death, and his dad smacks him around a few times, and then he storms out.
And basically
So
it was
then-
like, why were you picked? I have 2 better sons than you. You're going to ruin my life because I've been living in this cushy life. There's no way you can win this. I'm going to end up down in normal people land with all the poor. He also
I like
reveals
the
that
gods
Zai had-
more than I like that man.
Yeah, no. It
Like-
does like bring out there that Zai's issue is his allergies, which they must be really freaking bad allergies.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm like waiting to find out more details of that.
I was picturing
are
dad like with
Yeah.
his allergies during like when he's like dying and he's like like
Yeah.
he sounds like a 80
Much.
like
It's almost like I wonder because, like, was he born before they moved?
No,
or was he
so-
born?
where they are in the age, like I think they all stayed that like they all froze in time.
Oh, right.
essentially.
But I wonder if he always had them, or if it was like when they
Like he
moved
didn't build up
there.
an immune system.
Yeah,
Mm.
like maybe it's like your
Well,
body's
he
not
did say
meant
he
to
was
be here.
allergic to Earth, and at first I was like
I feel that.
planet.
Yeah.
I feel like literally everything on Earth, probably, all the grasses and
Same.
Again, which is what made me think of
And-
dad. I was just like, oh, okay. I got a very vivid picture of his allergies when I thought about it. Like,
Yeah.
And Lyra also shared, I think he's the first person outside. He's the first person outside of
Yeah.
Hades that she tells that she was cursed to be unlovable.
Yep.
So that's a big point, like of her playing her card to see, like, hey, I'm letting you in a little bit.
Yeah, so that's when they start talking about the alliance, and then so they start recognizing, Zay has the allergies, so the physical is not really going to be great for him, but he's really smart. And then, Lyra opens up about the curse. And then, they talk alliance again. Zay focusing on the intellect side and her on the strength, which, what? Because I think we talked about it, but when you're reading about Lyra, you don't think strength, but she's something.
She's scrappy.
Yeah.
She's
Like,
scrappy. Scrappy's a good term.
Yeah. Like, I
I get, and maybe if you're comparing to Zay,
yeah, if I were going to a sketchy part of town to go to like an underground party, like she's my number one. I'm taking her. Like, we're doing it, and I'm not worried about it. But
she probably
we'll
will.
be really good friends because she's kind of annoying.
She's kind of fight, but she'll figure out how to get you out of it too, because she watches a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Their little powwow though, so they did get a little bit into it, but then the powwow gets interrupted with Lyra cares.
Yes,
Okay.
so
It's pretty close to how I imagined them saying that too. Like, that drunken, just like biker looking dude that's like shouldn't even be there, and you're just like,
that's
okay.
exactly how I think of it as well.
Yeah.
Like a drunk biker guy.
Really like having a hard time walking.
Yeah, which we're talking about Poseidon. So they're interrupted again by that. Dai helps her escape. She gets found, manages to escape, and then all of a sudden Hades is there. Poseidon does have her like in a neck grip with a knife, nicks her. Hades sees that she's bleeding, and the rage sets in and scares the shit out of Poseidon from what I'm picturing.
Oh, I love like I can picture how much they're shaking their boots.
Yeah.
He's gonna piss his for a second.
Yeah. He is.
Yeah.
And I also was like, because, he is a piss because she has a tiny cup. And like who doesn't want that? Somebody's just gonna be like, I will kill you.
Oh,
You
yeah.
I mean, but so can we put this into perspective for a second? Like, even if you are the lamest dude out there and you are the shittiest boyfriend possible, and you walk up and you see your girlfriend was like, or even like someone you're possibly interested in, like someone just had a knife to her neck and she's like, just got a great, like, if you don't react like that, like that's the bare minimum. Like, this dude literally had a knife to her neck and I'm into her, but like, it's fine because we're not dating officially.
He's supposed to be
like, kick rocks.
They all look at their champions. It's like, I want you to win this thing for me, but like, I'm not really going to be that mad if somebody picks on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we would have gotten that reaction in other situations.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
It just proves the point of all those gods can go kick rocks.
She did fight back. Like, are you seriously going to threaten the god of death's champion? You think that's a good idea?
I'm here for it.
You're thinking really well right now. It's really, really sober and on top of your thoughts here.
Exactly. And good for her. Like, she has like all the cards against her, so I'm glad she embraces the fact that like she's protected. So back the fuck up.
She's got to do something.
Yeah.
Then she's get a little tingly from that protective interaction.
Tingly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's like, oh my gosh. I shouldn't be wanting him, but I do. I definitely do.
Yeah, and again, given like Ashley, like any guy that's like doing that, I'm like, wow, okay. And then he's the god of death, and you're just like, and she's already starting to like get all the feels.
The world domination, like I'm here for it.
Definitely leading us in the right direction. Let's see. Oh, then the end of that chapter is she talks him off the ledge essentially to cut him loose and grabs her, whooshes her back to the apartment, and they make out.
She's mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
So, like, very territorial but vulnerable moment, I think. So it was now the only kiss they've shared that wasn't prompted. Gives her, I guess, more confirmation in the fact that what she's feeling is real.
Yeah. She didn't even get a second to breathe. Like, transports her back and she is pinned to the wall.
Yeah.
Even know where.
Like,
oh, okay. And it's so different from the other kiss. Like, because the other kiss started out very timid and this one was like immediately passionate. So not something she's really experienced before.
And definitely did not expect.
No. But then again, I think it's over as soon as it starts, and she's kind of left like, oh my God, what the happened?
Yeah, then you just like, okay, bye.
Yeah. I want to just disappear.
Honestly, I don't even remember. How did that even end? He was just like, okay, I gotta go, right? I won't be here when you wake up or something.
As she whimpers. And he was like, fuck. He literally goes, fuck. And then he left.
What?
It's like, okay,
Yeah,
I took that a little too
giving you
far.
a complex.
Lost control.
Yeah. And she just goes back into her like, it's not about me. He's not losing control because he's into me. It's like, I'm just his. I don't mean anything.
Yeah, he has ulterior motives and all
And
the.
she did at the end.
Yeah. She goes to bed, wakes up next morning by Hades that the next labor is starting. So she starts fading away without her gear, still in her PJs.
Silky lavender PJ. Like, I can just picture it. Like, I do not look like I'm ready to battle anything.
Right. So very startled, very unprepared.
Embarrassing, like if I got teleported out in my PJs.
Yeah, which thankfully she gets there and like half of them are also. So that's at least a good part. But I would just be like sleeping in my gear, I feel like. But
yeah, in that situation. For sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I guess they don't really know what to expect yet.
It's true. It's Hermes labor.
So labor 2, yeah. Hermes, and it's about solving a riddle. I'll just kind of jump through this explain it really quick, and then we can talk about it. So you get 3 questions. They're all standing on this plank over a very, I don't know, how did it say how high up they were? They were very high up on a plank.
Hanging off of Mount Olympus, basically.
High enough to possibly die, severely injure, but maybe not die.
Exactly. So you get 3 questions, every question from anyone. So if any of them ask a question, they lose an inch of their plank. If that person asks the questions, they gain 6 inches. And then after the 3rd question, they get 5 minutes to answer the riddle. The rest of them all have to climb down and likely die, which they do say. Something like that, where it's like a treacherous.
That's like the most likely place you're going to die is.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely expected for not all the champions to survive this one. The riddle is of there are 3 fates. Of the 3 fates, 1 fate is true and will only speak the truth. 1 is true and will only speak lies. And 1 can answer either way. They won't change, and you must figure out what each of them represent. So that's the riddle they're all trying to figure out. So it starts, the alliances kind of start showing. You start hearing people trying to communicate with one another. But they are so far away, she can't hear necessarily what all of them are doing. She just notices that they are communicating, and then all of a sudden playing starts.
They're all gonna like ask all their questions and just wipe them out like all at once.
Playing starts moving. Questions are being asked rapidly. Lyra asks a question so she can get her 6 inches. So she asks, "Am I Lyra?" And the answer is yes to Clotho. Are you laughing about the 6 inches?
we looked at each other and both started laughing. I was like, "Don't laugh, don't laugh."
I know. I said that. I was like, okay, that's could be taken interestingly. Yeah. She's hoping for both.
One question and you get 6 inches. I mean,
yeah.
Well,
it didn't take very long for somebody to fall off the plank.
Right. Yeah. My next note, the last of that chapter, is someone falls.
Real quick, I want to go back up to the front.
Yeah.
And I don't know I don't know how important it's going to be, but I feel like it is important. So we're looking for these little similarities that kind of indicate fate between Hades and Lyra. You were talking about the machetes and hatchets. I don't know what the axe is. Sorry. But when she is fading away, she says, "All that runs through my mind, along with the thoughts that Hades' eyes have specks of gold in the silver." Sort of like mine.
Ma'am, I literally have that part highlighted in mine too. And I said,
Yeah. So, I mean, that's, I don't know. She's constantly finding ways that they relate to each other. So then, yeah. And he believes in her and says that she can do it.
For long, I'm going to build on that because that's why I highlighted it and I haven't brought it up yet. So please keep going.
No, but yes, good point.
She said the riddle itself. Like Lyra says she's not good at riddles, so she's nervous, but it seems like she's pretty close to Zai, who is smart. I can't remember the name of his.
The one thing that we didn't mention with the altercation with Poseidon is he even brings up, like, no, you think he's gonna build an alliance with you? Like, he's just playing you.
Yeah,
And
nobody wants to
so
help
through that
you.
whole thing that's running through her mind, and she's like, I don't know, like, do I trust him? Do I not?
Yeah.
Like, because
It's a
if I
really
do trust him, like, I'm gonna fall if he's playing me. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
fall straight down into this whatever.
It's a really good point. I did forget about that. He was
I did
really
too.
like bringing her down, trying to like snuff out any courage, any hope she has, that nobody wants her there, and they're
Yeah.
all teaming.
Oh, he could be telling the truth 100%. Like, haha, like, I'm gonna rub it in your face that I told you so. Or he could be totally blowing smoke up her ass. Like, I'm just trying to break you down. See,
Yeah.
out.
We'll find out.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So she is next to Zai. That's when she calls on her tattoos because she's trying to figure out how to communicate with him. Because she can see him really trying to figure the problem out. So she calls on her tattoo. She sends the owl over to Zai. And again, to actually your point, like she's still trying to figure the alliance out. So she, again, kind of throws out a bone. She offers her answer or her question and answer to him and asks if he wins, which I don't know that we mentioned, like the winner gets wings to like fly out of there or
Yeah, her
boots, sandal wings. Um, and so she just asks him to save her, like come pick me up. So while she's doing that, one of the daemons actually fly over to investigate Lyra, which nothing happens. And I wanted to
Very,
mention
very curious.
right, and
They're
I wanted to mention they don't ever mention the daemons being interested in anybody else but her. But like every, move or whatever she does, like she's definitely being
Yeah.
highly watched.
It's
she's
because
helping
they
everybody.
know that they're up against Hades and he's a sneaky
Right.
little dude.
It's because he's
And
smart
I-
and all.
Yeah.
I definitely see the daemons. I definitely think about them as like Death Eaters.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. That's how I just like think of
As
them like
Mothman.
flying around.
Did you say Mothman, Ashley?
Yeah. That's what I picture them as. You guys saw Mothman Prophecies? Richard Gere?
Is that a movie?
No, I
Yeah. Mothman
No.
Prophecies? And by the way, based on a true story, Mothman real. Keep going.
So yeah, she's investigated and nothing happens. And then the owl comes back to her to ask a question to Legacy. So, okay, yeah. Zai tells the owl to let her know, hey, ask this question to Legacy, the other fate. The question is, Paris is the capital of France if and only if you are truth, which they answer yes. And then Zai wins from that because then he's able to figure out based on her questions. And then he flies to get Lyra.
Who's
Zai,
Legolas?
like I think it's Legasset. She's one of the other oracles.
Oh,
She's
Oh,
so
I was just picturing Orlando Bloom during this conversation. I was like, who?
but that's Legolas.
Look,
It's okay.
she said
It's
something
okay.
that made me think of Orlando Bloom, and it just went there.
I did. So something that you like figure out about Zai in this instance that he has the notebook, right? I don't remember the details of the notebook, but it basically has useful information in it.
Yeah.
And he's able to figure out a question that will ascertain the person who could be truth or could be false, right? That's the question he asked, right? It's the capital of France if and only if you are true.
Yeah, he
Yes.
makes an if-then statement like in Excel.
That was just a point I wanted to make.
no,
Okay.
yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because I meant to make the same point. Flies her out and they talk. They set up an alliance meeting for that same afternoon or evening and the labor ends because Zai wins. And yeah, anything to add?
I don't think so. Went fast.
It did.
I like I picture Zai as this like really, really, I think we talked about it last week, really skinny, like weak guy.
Mhm.
When he's carrying her, she says that it's like I'm a baby sloth holding on. Yeah.
So
Up there, when they're setting up their meet, Zai gives Lyra a hug and she's like super awkward about it. But like he can tell she's not used to getting hugs. And I thought that was really she said she didn't really ever get hugs, which makes sense. Her parents dumped her and she grew up with a bunch of thieves.
yeah, which also still ties into my whole curse theory because why all of a sudden are all of these things happening when she still has the curse?
They're in
Maybe it's
Olympus,
not-
so maybe the
I know.
curse doesn't apply in Olympus.
Yeah, that's what I think. Maybe. I don't know.
That's
Or it's like it's out of
that's a thought.
necessity, not really caring for her.
Yeah,
Um,
but it still goes to like her whole life has perpetuated and like put her like she could have had all of these experiences and like friends with or without the curse because she still has the curse now and she's making friends or obviously leading up to that.
yeah. I don't
But
know.
yeah,
Hades watched that
you know.
whole interaction though, and I'm pretty sure he was jealous, but mostly he was like, "What the fuck? Why did you pick him? Of everybody could have picked, why'd you pick him?"
Yeah. Yep. That starts off the next chapter. Hades pissed because Zai is the alliance. And he's like,
It is just
this is
cranky.
weak. Yeah. And then he makes the comment, starting a collection, are we? Talking about her guys, because now, he was jealous of Boone last week. Now we've got Zai coming around. And then he says, quote, "It's possible the curse isn't what you think."
Yeah, it's
So,
true.
and then,
God's damn. Then she goes, "Then you just curse yourself."
yeah.
I'm like, she's just pushing his buttons. Did you
Yeah.
just? Then she had to explain it. So
Yeah. And then she starts like wondering in her mind too and comparing how she likes Boone versus how she likes Hades. So again, we're seeing her start to connect more of the dots that we already see. Chapter 41, Lyra meets Cerberus. Is that how we're pronouncing Cerberus?
It is
they're
definitely
wrist.
Cerberus.
Yeah.
Okay,
That one I do know.
just want to make sure. Cerberus, which is the three-headed dog. Three dogs. I don't know.
One dog, three heads.
One dog, three heads.
She did, real quick though, on the last section, she did find out a couple of things about the Dex, because she mentions that he's on her save last list, and he's like,
Yeah.
he would save, but I would save him last. And then she
Yeah.
finds out that he has the foresight, because she kind of explains what happened, because he was ready to go. So foreknowledge. And she found out that Rima was ready, so they were working together. So Dex is getting information on the laborers, and that Kim Dae-hyun has a necklace that glows when he asks the fate a question. So she finds out a little bit more about the gifts that the others have. So sorry, go ahead.
Yep.
Which I am
Right.
tracking my spreadsheet as well, like as they
Good.
come up.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
that will be a good thing to like print and have, just like we said, like with the characters and stuff.
And Hannah,
Uh,
Cerberus. So like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the three-headed dog, that's
Yeah.
a Cerberus. Yeah. So that's what you're
Oh,
seeing.
so it's like the general name. It's not his name.
Yeah. They're called a Cerberus.
Gotcha.
But I
Okay.
guess his name is also Cerberus, but that is the name for that creature.
Okay. Good to know.
So he's like the guardian and Zeus's pet, apparently.
We'll have to add a segment, vocabulary words that Hannah learned this session.
Well, really, I look from other books that have the same kind of mythological creatures that really just into name and then like the description of them more. It's my fantasy knowledge that is just tribal knowledge now.
Makes sense. Okay, so she's meeting Cerberus. They really like her. They don't typically communicate with anyone, but they are communicating with her through her head. And she names them each Sir, Burr, and Russ because she says Sir's in charge, Burr is grumpy, and Rust is goofy. But yeah, Hades is like, why are they talking to you? Because they're taking her side and like letting her give them attention.
Yeah, and she's like, should I be scared of them? They're
Yeah.
growling. They're growling at you. They're growling at you? Can I pet him? He's amazing. I like the internal dialogue that happens with the dogs. We like pets from ladies.
Yeah.
And yes, pretty mortal, you may. I'm it's like in Fourth Wing, they're talking, but nobody else can hear it. It's just like internalized. Always witty and cute. Same thing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, I agree.
Sorry.
I loved the banter between
Yeah.
that whole chapter.
Yeah, and she won Cerberus over very quickly.
Yes,
It's like,
pretty much
nobody likes me
immediately.
ever, so of course I love her.
Yeah.
She's my favorite person.
Yeah.
No one else.
Um,
The carnivorous cows were funny.
yeah, that was funny.
Like, what? Who gets an extra cow for bedtime snack? You eat
Yeah.
cows? Yes, but they're carnivorous. Like you want them that.
Like I was
Yeah.
just picturing like him flinging the cows up and them like twirling, and then I was like, that would be interesting.
But he's up there because he's calling Hades the end of the world. Anyways.
So
Yeah.
I just want to say before we get too far into this, that this was the moment that that other part came into play, because she gets there by falling into Hades' waterfall that feeds into the
Not
stick.
yet. Not yet. That's the
That's not-
second time.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
That's okay.
Keep going,
Well,
but I've got to fix my contact. So
Well, when
right back.
Cerberus came up to Olympus to get Hades. That's where that was.
Yes.
Yes, you guys are right. I'm fine
Part
with that.
4.
I had to take my blanket off. I'm like,
Okay. Chapters 40 through 58, which these do all kind of merge together because I typically am taking chapter by chapter, but a lot of these I'm like, oh, I'm already in 2 chapters next and barely anything has happened.
Yeah, because
so.
the chapters are like 2 or 3 pages long. Because it's like
Yeah.
she broke the chapters out by almost perspective.
and they're titled like "What Happened." This
Yeah.
chapter. Now, did I already lose my ally? And then that's what it's about.
All right. So she meets up with Zai for their alliance meeting. She runs into him while he's hiding from Dex. Who Lyra finds out.
Yeah. Says she could be hiding from sex too.
Oh,
She said, "Ashley, get your mind
with a Z.
Oh.
Guy and Dex together, you dirty girl."
Yeah, so she's hiding with Dex, who Lyra finds out he actually lives with, and finds out that all the virtues of the same house live together.
Yeah.
And that they have kicked Zai out because he's siding with Lyra and having this alliance. And Lyra convinces Zai to consider living at Hades' house with her because he has nowhere to go.
At the beginning of this too, this is when she finds the altar to Persephone with the pomegranate trees and the black obsidian table, the glittering skull forms, the red flames. And then what she said, she's been gone for a time now, 100 years at least.
Okay. I'm glad y'all
Yes.
clocked that because I totally missed that part.
Yeah. But that's when that happens. So he comes there and she feels like, again, like she's intruding on something private and that she shouldn't be there. And then Zai's not where he's supposed to be.
How many years? Is it every 100 years they do the crucible? Okay. So she must have died right at the end of the last one. So this is Hades' next opportunity for whatever this plan is. Because we talked last week that we didn't feel like he really had time to make a plan. Like he just kind of last minute on a whim is doing whatever he's doing that we haven't learned yet.
Yeah.
But we're learning now it's been 100 years at least.
Yeah, and it makes me think maybe he could have gotten into it earlier, but I'm sure he's dealing with all of the fallout of the person that rules the other part of the underworld with him. He has to take all of that responsibility on. We find out a little more later what her responsibilities were, but also that when Lyra goes to meet Zai, he's not where he's supposed to be. She finally gets a note from the satyr saying, "Meet me behind Zeus's temple." Hermes symbol, sorry. So yeah. And then so she's like, "Oh man, something's wrong. Did I already lose my out?"
Are they gonna kill me? That's what I would have been thinking. Like I would have come weapons drawn.
Yep, me too. But she does at least have all of her shit on. She's like ready to go.
Yes.
And that's on with all my goodies.
So they find a place to conversate, and they start strategizing potential allies, most of which are against Hades, so slim pickings. So they are mentioning they think Strength and Mind have already teamed up, which I don't know if they like come out of the bushes, but they show up where they're at.
Which is at the main temple in Mount Olympus with the 3. So it's got Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades' heads. So like the 3 main gods, those siblings, and multicolored waterfalls coming out of their mouths. Yeah. So that's where they are. That temple, because they go there because the god's powers don't work on those grounds. And there are laws saying you're not supposed to hurt or cause violence there. So
Yeah,
State zone.
it's a thought out place, like Zai using his knowledge of living there, plus his just knowledge that this is a safe place for us to be. And it was not.
Yes.
Yeah. So Strength and Mind team up. They pop out. They surround Lyra and Zai at the temple where the no magic works. So they can't use Zai's sandals that he just won in the Crucible to fly them out. Lyra tells Zai, so she's looking over the fountain. So she tells Zai, we have to jump, thinking once they fall far enough out of this dead zone that the sandals will start working and they can fly themselves away because they're really cornered. And I don't know, I know it listed all the people, but I don't know like how many people were there, but they were definitely outnumbered.
Yeah, for sure.
Significantly. They do end up jumping. Lyra rips out of Zai's hands as soon as the sandals kick in because again, Zai's very weak. So didn't really work as they thought it
Not so bad
would.
because it's like, is he weak or were they just like falling at, you know, a respectable speed? And
Yeah.
if he weighs even similar to him, like who's benching their
I think
own weight?
probably both. I
Yeah.
mean, they are constantly like giving us the data that he is not well.
He is.
Anyways, now I've lost my place. She falls down the Hades River. So
Yeah.
Zai loses her grip and she falls into the waterfall and down into the underworld.
Which feeds into the river Styx.
Yes, it does.
Raging black water, so she can't see anything either. Just getting tossed around. Sorry, Hannah. There was one this is relevant. It's not random. But I went tubing and I got flipped out and like everybody went over me. And that's what I picture her going through. But in the dark. And like you get scraped up, you can't get a breath, you don't know which way is up and down, and it is so terrifying. I was having a full-on panic out of there. So I can imagine.
You're definitely panicking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cannot imagine what she's feeling. And then the fact that like she's in the river Styx, which is going into the underworld, she should not be alive right now. It's not meant for her to be alive in this situation.
Yeah. So she somehow survives the fall and Cerberus finds her because of the gift of the kiss that they shared back in part 1. So they go into Cerberus.
So he says, what are you doing?
Yeah. And she explains she fell through and they're thinking it's a joke. They're shocked that she could have survived because, as Chrissy said, like it's not possible typically. And they make the statement, no one could survive that except a demigod.
Which then comes in to the biggest point, which feeds back into what Christy and I picked up on with the eyes. And let me read it how I said. Going back to, the whole Zeus and cursing her because her mom's water broke in the temple. Gods love to curse demigods. Like, that's their shtick.
Stop. Are you saying, this is the first second right I'm reading this. I did not pick up on this before. Are we thinking that she is an offspring of Zeus?
I'm thinking she's an offspring of some god.
But they have, so the eyes would be like, more of a direct lineage, but she can't be Hades' offspring because that'd be really gross.
No.
Yeah, no way. No way.
But maybe like cursing his own demigod so that nobody could bring her up.
Or a demigod, like she's a demigod of somebody that he hates, right? Like she's the offspring of somebody that really pissed him off. Kind of like how Prometheus was cursed because he pissed Zeus off. Like, same kind of thing, right? Like, and then his offspring is then cursed.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's a link there. I don't know any Greek mythology really, so I have nothing tying my brain past what I'm reading here, but definitely foreshadowing something here, whether it's a relative or not, which I guess, we're going to find out a lot more about.
Usually gods don't like demigods and whatnot. Not even just like in Greek mythology, right? Like in Christianity, like the Nephilim.
Right.
Big no. And so nobody's going to tell her, oh, hey, you're a demigod. and
Mhm.
we're still just leaving you here, like maybe that god is dead or locked
Well,
up.
and could also explain why she was given up.
Yeah. Like, what if she's actually an offspring of one of the Titans? They're all in Tartarus right now. Tartarus. So I'm just saying, there are lots of,
Yeah.
I went down a
Lots-
rabbit hole on that of
Yeah.
ideas.
No, I would agree. It's definitely like gives us a lot to chew on, just that one statement. A lot of theories
Yeah, no, for
that
sure.
tie into everything else.
I did not think of before now. This is why we do this.
Yeah, so then Cerberus takes her to the docks, and that's when he mentions don't touch the river, which is the Styx River, because it could kill her. But and that's when she asks, isn't it the same as the one I just fell through? So
Why didn't
again,
it come-
tying into what you guys have been saying.
And Cerberus goes, "Brr?"
Yeah. Literally.
You've been waiting for that this whole time, haven't you?
Me?
It's,
Yeah, for sure.
It's the
like holding it.
Scooby-Doo's Jenkins moment.
It was very Scooby-Doo. Yes, that's exactly what
Yeah.
happened. I say Sharon. For the
Oh,
guy.
is that what it's? Sharon?
So the only reason I say
Heron.
Heron is because when I've heard it pronounced by others, it's like, in Hebrew, how they make it's like
Okay.
Heron, like, ugh.
Well, and I will say
English
I'm
didn't teach
just
me how to use
listening
that
to the
word.
audiobook. So,
Oh, so how did they say its name in the audiobook?
Charon.
Charon. Okay.
Yeah. Like
go with it.
Karen. But
Yeah, that's why I was not wanting to be it that to be that way.
Yeah.
Not
but
Karen.
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 Okay.
Damn it, Karen.
So Lyra meets Karen. Karen.
Yeah. Because she thinks like, oh, he's gonna take me to Hades. No, this guy wants to meet you. She's like, well, who's he? The ferryman wants to meet me? Why? I don't want to
Yeah.
meet
I'm
him.
just, and
He's
if
scary.
any of these gods are real, the one you don't want to mess up his name is this dude. Like, he's literally the ferryman.
Yeah. And her first reaction is that he's hot, which she's shocked by.
Because it goes into like what mythology says he looks like, right? That he's basically a skeleton, or what are some of the other things she
Like,
said?
I'm just saying that, it's been a man's world for however long. And so, it's been told, this story's been told by men, and men do not like when women are attracted to badass dudes. So, of course, he's gonna sound scary. I'm just saying, men are the devil. They just ruin all the good looking dudes for us.
I love that she specifically said, though, like, he's hot, not like Hades, but he's good looking.
Yeah.
Not what I expected. And that everything in the underworld is not what she expected. It's enchanted. There are all different hues of color. There are flowers, trees, vines, and pathways into mountains, and that it was 1,000 times more magnificent than Olympus. Underground, where everybody thinks it's all doom and fire and brimstone. So important.
Yeah.
And she says, why did Persephone get here? She didn't.
Which then now I'm like getting nervous to pronounce his name.
You don't want him to come after you?
Charon.
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 Aaron is better than Karen.
Aaron.
Okay. So Charon. I think. Okay, Charon.
Just call him the ferryman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charon. Okay, Charon kind of jumps right into it. He's like, I need to tell you a couple things quickly because we know Hades is about to pop up. So the first thing he says is, why didn't you use the pearl when you were going down the river? And she's like, I obviously was panicking, but he explains to her that they will take her anywhere she wants to go. And she, again, like last time we talked, thought it would just take her to the underworld, but he's like, no, you just need to picture wherever you want to go and it'll take you there.
Real quick,
So it gives us some insight on the pearls.
Something that feeds into like everything we keep learning about Lyra is that you're fearless in a way that Hades would admire. And she says it's not fearlessness, it's poor judgment and appalling lack of filter. And I think that,
Yes.
so we're looking for a way to wrap that up into a statement, and that's exactly what it is.
Yes.
Poor judgment and appalling lack of filter. Sorry, go on.
So the second thing that he tells her is that Hades values loyalty above all else. He's only had 2 friends in his entire existence, but Cerberus is like 3. But he's talking about Haran and Persephone.
Well, they don't ever actually say that. They just kind of like
Right.
He
But
does
the fact
assume
that
not to use the pearls unless she absolutely has to. Like, don't
Right.
Yeah.
use them. They will get you in trouble. You should not have them.
yes.
Like, you really don't use them in labors or more like an emergency situation outside of that,
Yes.
you know?
So then Charon is like, he says Hades is a dick. Lyra starts defending him, which Charon smiles about. And Lyra, I think it's just like in her internal monologue, but it's like, was this just like a test to see about if I'd be loyal to Hades
Am I going to
or
talk shit
defend
with
him? Yeah.
And you can really tell he's skirting around something through this whole interaction because it's
Yeah.
very much like he could, ellipses,
Yes.
maybe, ellipses. There's more that he's just not saying that is probably very important.
Yeah, I think he's like, I have 1 minute and he's never met her and he's trying to figure her out before he spills all the beans that he wants to.
Like, you could become a friend.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, he says, I suspect Hades could come to see you as a friend with a smirk. Oh, wait, no, that's my smirk. In parentheses, I'm smirking.
Hannah's smirking.
And then, Hades shows up in a wisp like he does, and Charon says directly to him, isn't that right? So then Hades has entered the room and is acting all concerned over her.
Slithers, growliness. She says that it caresses and slithers.
Oh,
She
my
liked
gosh.
I must have
Sorry,
read through that part.
No, I'm loving that you have the book and are adding these details because, yeah,
They're
same.
important.
They are. So, yeah, Hades shows up showing all the concern over Lyra, like, are you hurt? What happened? Blah, 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 giving each other the rundown. And this is when Lyra finally admits to herself that she does like Hades. So we finally got it.
And that your next point is funny.
Oh, yes. So then Lyra compares Hades to an octopus.
She's first like, she's like,
that
we're like a
part.
predator, like always sneaking up. And she's like, well, no, that's
Yeah.
too nice. That will inflate his head a little too much. Let me make it something less cool.
Yeah. And she can, because I don't remember the points that she says, just that he just like has like tentacles and like
He just kind of slithers in and
kind
like
of slithers in.
She says the smoke's like tentacles as you ooze your way into the room unseen and unheard. And then octopi are quite intelligent and cunning. You should be flattered. So
I mean, she's not wrong.
they are intelligent.
Yeah.
He wanted to be called Panther though, so she's like, no, gotta knock him down a bit. Octopus.
Which Charon and Cerberus love, like giggly, laughing, and again, like seeing Hades kind of be taken down a notch in front of them. They really enjoyed and are again showing their likeness for Lyra.
She finds out that
Lyra.
Zai actually went to go. Sorry, were you about to say that?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I wasn't making that face at you, but I was, but I said her name again.
But like Zai earns Hades' respect because he went and got Hades when that happened to Lyra immediately. So he's like, yeah, your ally came and got me. His sign of like acceptance. And Hades is jealous of his best friend and his dog.
Yes. Yeah. He says, again, adding to your collection, glancing at Cerberus and Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron. And again, like another, just like, oh, by the way, it's time for your next labor is where we get into after this. It's like this funny kind of random interaction. It's like, actually, you have to go now because, sorry. She got a little bit more. Yeah. A little bit more warning.
Yes. So jumping into the third labor, any other loose details we need to tie up?
Not for me.
Nope.
All right. So third labor begins. It's Dionysus, the god of wine and festivity. This is meant to test the heart. So they are in what they call the Lost Cave, and the task is to get from one.
Sorry, I was just saying that it's like unknown mortals, this cave. It's not really very relevant. It's pretty much untouched by humans.
Their task is to get from the starting point to the end. Whoever is holding the most vodka wins, which is very random. There's like cases of all this vodka, and
The
yeah,
party at the end.
yeah, take as much as you can and get to the finish line. He does actually mention you may want to work together on this one, which is interesting because obviously all the others have been meant to be on your own, which, hasn't gone out that way. So interesting for them to say specifically, let's work together or consider it. The prize at the end of this one is called the Cup of Plenty. I don't actually remember what that does.
No, I
I
should
don't
have
think
looked.
you have to tell us.
There was like a very short intro that it's like, okay, time to go. They go
Yeah.
into, I think
This is actually the point where I'd kind of like stopped reading because I was like, okay, like it's just one after the other. Like I gotta stop.
Yeah.
but
last
right
two.
here, it's like, that's what everybody like very is clearly like, I think we should just kill Lyra. So she's at this point now, like,
Yes.
where we should just get rid of her. Nobody wants her to win. So that gets
Yeah.
really scary.
Yeah, Dex like starts off by announcing we can all agree that Hades can't be king. So immediate target obviously on her back, and he states that they need to take her out tonight. And people are commenting, some of which are like, it's not about you, it's about Hades, but they're all kind of considering the options. So Lyra's panicking about just
And
surviving at this point.
her advantages too, like that
Yeah.
that Hades like cheating his way through with her.
Yeah. True. Yes, they do bring up all of that.
Right.
So Lyra throws out that she has a clue about Aphrodite's labor that she had given her when she ran into Dex and her. Anyone who doesn't hurt her or anyone else, she would tell them that secret at the end. So again, just throwing anything out there to try to survive this one.
And she's lucky that people have given her little tidbits. The gods have given her little tidbits to have
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Because I doubt Aphrodite
really,
gave that for a targeting chip.
Yeah. And the only thing she really has, because again, as we've mentioned, all the disadvantages she has going into this compared to everybody else.
And you have a couple of people who are just like, I'm just going to do this alone. I don't want to deal with all your drama. Goodbye.
Yeah, so
So
everybody kind of breaks up.
This is when the alliances are really tested.
Right. Yeah. So a couple notes I have. Knowledge of plants are important. One of which I don't remember which one of them has that,
Yes.
but
My spreadsheet, I can't remember either. I'm tracking not just their gifts, but also the alliances in each of the labors too.
Mika is the
So-
one that has, because somebody's about to, like, Lyra's trying to move one out of the way because it like is falling in front of her when she's trying to hack up the sticks for the carrying thingamabob. And yeah, Mika says she has that thing, the plant.
yeah, because
thing.
I'm imagining them just like in this big jungle,
Yeah,
That's
me
kinda
too.
what I've heard
We
too.
find
Like
but also
the
it's in a cave.
Amazon version of the dark forest.
or like Jumanji.
Oh, that's pretty good actually considering.
Yeah. So yeah, I made a note. Knowledge of plants are important. And their group starts building the pallet and loading up all the vodka, and they're dragging this big pallet on their trek. Lyra, while they're making the pallet, Lyra offers Amir the axe, or maybe no, it's after the pallet. They're going through the forest,
It was part of
and
the building it. Yeah, it was during it
Okay.
because she was
Yeah,
so he
to
could chop
build-
them a shitty job with it.
Yeah. So that was a show for her to like offer again another branch here with giving a weapon to, an opponent. She does think about it at least, but so she gives that as a show of trust. Micah bends down, there's like a pond to get some water, and she gets blisters, and then they all start noticing there's poison ivy everywhere in the water, all around them.
It gives
And
them
then
these
it starts,
terrible.
which I was curious how they didn't notice it to begin with, if like there's poison ivy everywhere, or if it was like, okay, maybe the first part of it there wasn't.
I don't think it's as thick right here. So it just because she noticed it, she thought it was just poison ivy, and then she is actually the one that accidentally touched it. She was the one that has the plant knowledge, and she
Yeah.
accidentally touched it. Imzug was more like conspicuous.
So yeah, but then they're like going through and it's everywhere. So it's like they're brushing up against it as they're walking through the forest, and like by the time they make it to their next section, like everybody is blistered up.
Yeah. And they have to
Um,
carry this down like a huge like rock slide, basically.
Yeah.
We find out a lot of people too. She's like Miss Positivity, right? Like it's something that comes back about that character that she's like looking at the bright side of everything. Um, she's just lost people. Sorry, go ahead. That was random.
At some point, some of the vodka splashes on them, and they realize that the vodka cures the blisters.
And it's like, so this is where the test is.
Yeah. So they decide they'll take one bottle of vodka out and kind of douse it on everybody to get rid of some of their blisters. They don't, fully cure themselves, but get to a point where they're not all in pain. And then the night starts falling, which there was a comment earlier um, when they were kind of explaining, essentially beware of the night. So they were trying to get where they needed to go fast, but if they're lugging around the pallet of vodka, really slowed them down, plus all the poison ivy. So night starts to fall, and Lear starts to get worried.
In that like exchange where they find out about the vodka, she opens up a little bit more about her life because she gets asked, "Are you really a thief?" She says, "Well, yeah, my parents gave me up when I was 3." And Mira's like, "Well, I thought the nannies were bad." So she's also building these relationships with these people who were very wary of her at the beginning of this. And she shares about her humming too, which comes back as an important thing that she's not supposed to hum. It's just she's focused. And it comes back to help her. Yeah, I think that wraps it up. Sorry. But a lot of them have a lot more in common than we give each other credit for.
Okay, speeding up a little bit here. Night starts to fall. Lyra gets pulled into the vines by something. So she's pulled into the vines. She can't get out. She's fighting with it. So the vines are coming alive. She gets out, or they get her out, and she's hyperventilating, barely breathing or something, like really going through it. And so Zai has to give her his only EpiPen, which, she's nervous about because obviously he has all these bad allergies. So they kind of have like a little side comment, but he's not wanting everybody else to be aware of that for him at this point. So once that kind of goes through, they start hearing everybody start screaming, assuming again everywhere all this ivy has come alive and started grabbing and moving.
And they start hearing the other group
attacking.
too.
Yeah. So Lyra volunteers to go to the other groups and tell them about the cure because she still has the epi running through her, so she thinks she has probably the best chance. So she runs up to the other group, lets them know about the vodka. I don't think really anything else happens. Micah gets taken next.
Yeah, so Mika, before she goes back, she's like, right, before she went back to help everybody, that's when Mika gets in like really bad shape and they pour like tons of vodka. I'm pretty sure, but they finished all of their vodka on her to try to bring her back.
Oh, yes.
And
yeah.
as soon as she gets back to go help, they're like, "You're stealing from us? Are you kidding me?" Because they're all screwed.
Mhm.
Like all of Dex's group. If she had not done that, then probably all of them would have gotten taken out of the equation. But she made the choice just to share that knowledge and help them out.
Yeah.
Then they're all like back together as one big group. And the neurosurgeon checks out Mika. She's like, she's not doing well. And that's when Lyra makes the choice to use one of the pearls. And as soon as she starts getting up, the Damons are like, what? And coming after her, but she uses it and takes it to, where'd she take it? To Zai, where Zai was staying, so that she could get another EpiPen. But then she's hooked.
Yeah. So she takes it to Zai for more Eppies. Hades shows up at Zai's to take her away. He's freaking out. The Damons are coming for her. And he gives her a little sweet kiss, like an I'm sorry kiss. He's like written very, upset about this and panicking on what's about to happen. So they get back to Hades. The Damons show up. And Hades offers himself in Lyra's place, saying, it wasn't her, it was me. I gave it to her, and blah, blah, blah.
He says, "I shouldn't have brought you here, my star."
Yeah.
Like
he's starting to be regretful.
Yeah, he mentions being regretful that he brought her into this situation.
Because previously, I don't know if we mentioned it or not, he says, "I didn't realize you were soft, so soft." I think when Isabella passed, he made that statement. So he's starting to, that was like kind of the first hint of maybe regret, where he was thinking because of the way she talks to him, you know, she's very confident or like
Doesn't
give
really
no shit
feel for
attitude.
others.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The points at the end of that chapter when the demons are coming to get him, and he's just like, "This, I shouldn't have brought you here, and then I shouldn't have listened to." So now it brings in this. Okay, something happened, and somebody else pointed him in Lyra's direction, or something pointed him in Lyra's direction. We don't know what.
I miss that.
Yeah, it's one of those other things like Sharon was saying that was a lot of ellipses, like little bits and pieces of the whole story.
Yeah.
That just adds to it. Like there's definitely just keeping something from her.
Okay, so they take Hades off. In the next couple chapters, well, maybe it's just the next chapter. It was just maybe a longer one, but um, he's been gone for a long time. Lyra knows nothing. She doesn't know what's going on. She's panicking a little bit. Okay. He informs Lyra that the demons already came for him once in this, when she used the teeth and the axe. But Hades didn't want them to tell her because he didn't want her to know. Hades admits to them that he gave her the pearls and says she didn't know what they did, trying to get a lesser punishment than what Lyra would have gotten. And they talk about the punishment is the cuts of the knife of Orion, which for a god would heal, but for if they were to do it to a mortal, the scars would last forever.
The cuts would never heal.
So
and she was
Lyra
like, "Why
pushes for
didn't you
more information on
warn
why
me?"
Hades
But
is doing all of this, but
the lag message
yeah, and
things
he's
up
like,
just
I did. Yeah. Yeah, she's like, he is telling her, I did warn you, and she's like, well, not enough. Then he questions, well, if you would have known, would you have made a different decision? But yeah, right.
super important part.
Um,
But she finds out that Persephone and Hades were not lovers. They weren't married. They were like, he loved her like a sibling.
yes.
And so
Like a
Lyra's like,
little
"Oh,
sister.
okay, okay."
Mm-hmm.
But she
And
had
he
the
pushes
softest.
her to give more trust to Hades.
Yep. Yep. He made sure that flowers would bloom in the underworld so she never had to miss a spring. And it shows another soft side. Yeah, exactly. Like, he's good. And then she gets an invitation to the next labor.
Okay, we'll stop at chapter 54 and move on to the final segments, which Ashley will introduce.
So, okay, so we're gonna do the bookends. Does anybody want to go first? Like, I can go first because I actually have mine written down.
Yeah.
So the highs and lows, real quick. Number
Of
one,
everything we've read up to this point. So not just this section, but
so my favorite and least favorite part is kind of pretty much the same, but just elaborated on. Like when she reached, my favorite part is when she reached the fuck them all phase. Did you guys catch that? I still love her pettiness. Like she went in there and was like, fuck all of y'all. Now this is what I'm gonna do. Which technically is in the next trial. It's fine. But so the worst part about it is anybody like as we're going through this and it keeps going back and forth to the gods treating the humans like they're nothing and they're disposable and whatnot. But in reality, they created this problem, right? They had this big war, and so they created the Crucible so that they wouldn't fight like that again and kill each other and whatnot. But the only way to succeed is through mortals. And then on top of that, in the greater aspect of life, it's just funny because gods fade in favor and whatnot. And so it's like, what's the point? Like, why, if all the gods across time are so callous to mortality, like, how do we keep ending up in this cycle? Right? Like, and I believe in God, but like, how do we keep ending up here? And then we have all these books that say the same thing. Like, we just have all these gods that are just like, man, it's fine. Catch my drift? I tried to keep it brief for you guys. So
It's okay. I can go next. So I think if I look at the whole book, that Lyra's acceptance by Hades' friends is probably my next favorite thing that's happening. And the interactions and getting to know him through them. And then my least favorite is Dex still. like everything about him and every interaction with him.
Yeah.
That's
His
fair.
douchiness knows no bounds.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I would probably say the same things, to be honest. Like getting to see the opposite side of Hades and the underworld, and just, yeah, negating all the perceptions of him and then their interactions together. Yeah, as far as least favorite, yeah, I guess like the Poseidon interaction, the bar, the drunkenness and stuff, that was like bad.
It was a little predictable and
Exactly.
kind of like overplayed.
Yeah, so that was second episode. We'll start Labors 4 and 5. I guess that is a, hint for the next episode. We'll be digging into that through I'm not sure, third section here. So
Oh, this is annoying.
what-
She
what's
said
annoying?
her lag
Ariel has lost her voice.
and gone blonde.
All right, well, that's our show for today. And come back for the next parts, and we will see what happens in these next ventures. A lot of things are happening very quickly now, so I think it's going to be harder and harder to detail out the rest, but excited to do it. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Like, subscribe, comment, support. Here we go. Love ya.